Foreign media highlights Luhut's dual citizenship offer for Indonesian diaspora. And Microsoft's promises behind jumbo investment for Indonesia. That could be good news. Stay tuned for details. Welcome to the latest news from Bali and Indonesia. This is May 3rd, 2024, and my name is Bruce. And what is the weather like today? It is steamy, 32 degrees Celsius, 74% humidity. Wind speed is a very mild 3.4 kilometers per hour, and it's a little overcast, but otherwise pretty good. We haven't had rain in the last few days. And so I guess that's good. I think we had a lot of rain so far. And are we in the dry season? This is May. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to the dry season anyway. I hope we've had enough rain to last us until the next rainy season. But I'm looking forward to some sunny skies and some dryness around here. Okay, let's take a look at the main stories. Foreign media highlights Luhut's dual citizenship offer for Indonesian diaspora. And there are a lot of Indonesians that have left the country over the years and had to change their citizenship, take a citizenship, say in the United States, and give up their Indonesian citizenship. So why this dual citizenship? Well, to attract more skilled workers. British news agency Reuters, Malaysian media The Star, and U.S. media Bloomberg reported Pak Luhut is saying that this during a meeting with Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, who pledged U.S. $1.7 billion in investments in Indonesia. Okay, that's some good news. Pak Luhut said, "We also invited the Indonesian diaspora and we will soon give them dual citizenship. This, I think, will bring highly skilled Indonesians back to Indonesia." Indonesia does not recognize dual citizenship for adults. According to Indonesian law, a child with two passports, like my kids used to have, must choose one and renounce the other when they turn 18. And my kids all went through that process. The country seeks to have nearly 3,000 youth ready to work as developers by 2029, and an artificial intelligence center is being made in Bali, Pak Luhut said. And I talked about that, I think, in the last video. According to data from the Directorate General of Immigration, nearly 4,000 Indonesians became Singaporean citizens between 2019 and 2022. And it added that as many as 1,000 Indonesian students between the ages of 25 and 30 have decided to become Singaporean citizens every year. The immigration agency has not responded to requests for comments on the plan to allow dual citizenship. Well, as far as I saw yesterday in this article, Indonesian law currently prohibits dual citizenship, although the country is facing an outflow of workers seeking better job prospects abroad, as I just said. According to the statistics agency, the local unemployment rate is currently at 5.3%. The unemployment rate for those aged 15 to 24, 19.4%. And this is a young country compared to a lot of other countries. The issue of dual citizenship caused some controversy back in 2016 when Indonesian President Pak Jokowi removed the energy and mining minister from his post less than a month in office after it was found out that he held both U.S. and Indonesian passports illegally. This dual citizenship for adults has been talked about for a long time, and most recently, about a year ago, it looked like it was gaining some steam, and then nothing really came of that. Pak Luhut now is pushing it, and it makes sense economically, culturally, socially, and personally. Indonesians who are ready for retirement overseas could come back home as a citizen, buy a house, mentor younger people. There's a lot of positives about dual citizenship in Indonesia. I can't really think of any negative ones. It seems like the most negative point came from some politicians the last time this came up, about a year and a half ago, who said, Who are they going to give allegiance to? Let's say that there's a war and they have dual citizenship. Are they going to be for Indonesia or for the other country? Well, this is a reason not to have dual citizenship? I don't think so. Some people's mindsets are back in 1965 still. I don't think we're going to war with anybody here soon. Indonesia has been working on being a neutral country for a long time, and the new president, Pak Prabowo, has already started on that, saying he's going to work with the U.S. and with China. And so I'm hoping that this will come about soon, this dual citizenship. But we'll just have to wait and see, as I always say. Okay, what about the second story? Microsoft. Now we know Apple's already said they're going to put their developer academy here in Bali, and there's already several other ones in the country. I think 3 other ones, if I remember from the last video that I did. And so now we have Microsoft. Microsoft promises behind jumbo investments for Indonesia. U.S. tech giant Microsoft has confirmed it is going to invest in Indonesia over the next 4 years with a focus on developing artificial intelligence and cloud computing. The capital to be deployed is valued at a whopping $1.7 billion US dollars, or 27.65 trillion rupiah, assuming an exchange rate of 16,279. And wow, that keeps going up. This marks the largest single investment in the 29-year history of Microsoft in Indonesia, according to the president director of Microsoft Indonesia. Microsoft Chief Executive Officer Satya Nadella met with the president at Merdeka Palace in Jakarta a couple of days ago on Tuesday to discuss the investment. In addition to developing smart technology and data infrastructure, the investment will also be used for various things. Here are a number of Microsoft plans behind its jumbo capital investment. AI training for 840,000 people. Wow, AI training for 840,000 people. According to its official statement, Microsoft is committed to providing AI training for 2.5 million people in ASEAN by 2025, next year. This training will be distributed through partnerships with governments, organizations, and corporations, as well as the digital community. Neighboring countries such as Malaysia, the Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam will receive similar benefits to Indonesia. Microsoft will enhance AI skills for vocational high school students through the AI Teach program in Indonesia. Microsoft will also provide opportunities and supports for women to build careers in cybersecurity through the Ready for AI and Security program. The country will hold AI proficiency training for youth workforce and communities, and digital technology skills training for employees of nonprofit organizations. And building developer community. Microsoft is committed to supporting and encouraging the growth of IT developer community in Indonesia through new initiatives such as AI Odyssey, which aims to help more than 10,000 local developers become experts in AI. Participants who pass the program will be able to receive a Microsoft credential certificate. So as I was talking about in the last segment, the high unemployment rate for young people, this is great. 840,000 and more. Wow. Okay, and what about the volcanic eruptions, which are in the news internationally? Thousands more evacuated after second Ruang eruption. Authorities are evacuating 1,000 more residents living near Mount Ruang in North Sulawesi after it erupted for a second time this month, with officials planning to permanently empty out 2 villages at the base of the volcano. Mount Ruang is located in the middle of Ruang Island off the coast of Sulawesi, and it has been spewing volcanic ash up to 2,000 meters in the air, and it's reached as far as Malaysia. The first eruption of the 725-meter high volcano was recorded on April 17th, followed by weeks of heightened volcanic activity and multiple earthquakes. After the first eruption, authorities downgraded the alert level to 3 last week, before bumping it up to 4 on this Tuesday, the highest alert level in the national system. The National Disaster Mitigation Agency, BNPB, has set up a 7-kilometer exclusion zone around the volcano. after its most recent eruption. A neighboring island has been without power since the last eruption, and several houses there have been damaged by falling volcanic debris. As of Thursday, the disaster agency has not received any reports of deaths or injuries related to the eruption. The head of the agency went to Manado to discuss mitigation and evacuation efforts with North Sulawesi governor. And he said that authorities have evacuated more than 3,300 residents from Tagulandang Island, which is neighboring, and which has been hit by volcanic projectiles and ash, as I mentioned. There are some 9,000 residents living there. 11 ships and helicopters are being deployed to evacuate the remaining 5,700 residents over the next 3 days. Authorities have prepared 7 temporary shelters in Siau Island, which is located some 52 kilometers from the volcano, and are setting up emergency medical facilities and soup kitchens for the evacuees. The agency has also set up 4 more shelters in mainland North Sulawesi in the cities of Bitung and Manado to accommodate the evacuation residents. 6 airports in North Sulawesi were closed down after the last eruption, including Sam Ratulangi International Airport in Manado, which is about 100 kilometers from the volcano. North Sulawesi Governor Ali said authorities were now permanently planning to relocate all residents from the island, arguing that living that close to an active volcano is too dangerous. Ruang Island is home to around 800 people living in 2 villages at the foot of the volcano. Authorities evacuated all 800 after the first eruption last month, and they have not returned to their homes since then. And what about here in Bali and tourism news? DTW Monkey Forest Sangeh improves service system. Tourist attraction managers, DTW, in Bali are preparing to anticipate the start of the peak tourist season. Yeah, it's coming soon. One of them is DTW Monkey Forest in Sangeh, and management will change the work patterns of officers from the previous group system to a postal system. No, not postal system like the mail system. Head of DTW Sangeh Management said, "We've prepared 7 posts for that. These 7 posts are parking, toilets, guest information, Kumbakarna area, Puchaksari Temple area, Melanting Temple area, East Counter, and West Counter. Each post has 2 officers, so in total there's 14 personnel on these 7 posts. The aim is to further maximize service performance for incoming tourists. With this postal system," he said, "it's hoped that officers will avoid becoming bored because they are only assigned to one area. Instead, I guess they're going to do a rotating thing, so they won't be bored. It will also improve each other's performance," he said. He said signs of increasing visits have already begun to be felt. Bus groups of students have started to arrive. The average visits currently range from 200 to 300 people a day. The number is a mixture of domestic and foreign tourists. The usual rush begins starting in May, and this includes foreign tourists as well as students who come during the June-July vacation period, right? When we get those massive buses here of kids coming in from Jawa. So if you're planning on going to the monkey forest, you can look forward to having some officers who are not bored, who are going to be very active in helping and making your visit more enjoyable and informative. And some more on tourist news. The number of foreign tourists to Bali increased by 3.06%, but Chinese tourists dropped drastically. The Central Statistics Agency, BPS, recorded that the number of foreign tourists visiting to Bali in March 2024 is recorded at 469,227, an increase of 3.06% from the previous month. Tourists from Australia dominate the foreign arrivals with 24.28%. Head of BPS for Bali Province said that from his records, the arrival of foreign tourists from China experienced a deep decline, 45.99%. Wow. In February 2024, there were 54,933 visits, and in March, only 29,671. Nevertheless, during March 2024, tourist arrivals from the European region rose to its highest number and went up 21.17%. The top 5 foreign tourist areas who come to visit Bali: Australia, number 1, India, number 2, Chinese, number 3, England, number 4, and the U.S., number 5. Room occupancy rate, the DPK, for star hotels in March 2024 was recorded at 52.71%, a decrease of 2.56% from the previous month. When compared to March 2023, however, there was 40.01%, so big jump from last year. Meanwhile, the ROR for non-star hotels was 38.44%, down 2.47% from February. The average length of stay for foreign and domestic tourists at star hotels in March, 2.87 days, that's all. An increase of 0.25 points compared to February. Wow, that's not very long. When compared with the achievement of March 2023, year on year, that was 2.42 days, so the average length of stay is 0.45. That is not much. I don't know, are people just staying for a short period, or are they moving a lot from one hotel to another hotel? I'm not exactly sure how they're collecting this data. Meanwhile, for non-star hotels, the average length of stay in March 2024 was 2.66 days, an increase of 0.06 over February. Okay, I have to get ready and go to the hospital for a checkup. And so, that's it. Thanks for viewing. Be kind to someone today. Stay safe, and I will see you next time.